one of the ATV violators. Customer complaints have been coming in for several weeks, month, about the ATVs driving up and down our city roads, farm to market roads, state highways, all against the law. They had already received numerous warnings, so on the 8th, on the 5th, made contact with one of the operators. They had their 10-year-old son riding on the front equipment rack, also a violation of the law. And they were issued the appropriate citation, and that ATV was impounded. And that will be the standard operating procedure moving forward. Anybody caught operating those on any public roadway will be cited, and the ATV will be impounded. So we've seen a significant reduction, and the sheriff's office has seen a significant reduction in the number of calls for those kind of incidents. So hopefully it's making an impact. We've also partnered last month with the Children's Advocacy Center up in Bonham. As you know, our officers attend training every month in some law enforcement capacity or community capacity. So we partnered with the Children's Advocacy Center. We toured their facility, we met with their staff, we worked out some procedures with them, and then was invited to attend their Justice is Served banquet, their annual fundraiser for their programs. All the local law enforcement leaders and those in the criminal justice system, our local judges, served the attendees. We worked the banquet line to help support this worthy cause. So I forget how much they raised, but it was a significant amount of money. 8 calls for service. We're actually working on trying to improve how we track that because there have been numerous calls that I get directly from the sheriff's office, and I'm able to call in or contact somebody and deal with stuff over the phone, but we haven't been accurately recording that. So we don't get a good picture of all of the calls that we're actually dealing with. There was 4 in one day, which was significant, but the sheriff's office dispatch is now calling me direct, and that's only about 50% of the calls actually. We are hearing from citizens and staff that there are incidents that are happening in the city, and we're not even made aware of it. So in fact, Madam Mayor, you reached out late one night, wanted to know about something, and sheriff's office had never even reached out. So we're trying to improve that, and we're trying to improve the numbers that we can report to you on what's really going on. So open investigative case. You may have seen the social media posts and on the news. Justin Cuba's reward is now up over $10,000, and that's going to continue to go up until he's brought to justice. I do want to share with the members of the council and our audience, there is a very disturbing, some very disturbing information that we've received recently. We've been unable to prove it or confirm it yet. But his common law wife, Carmen, who fled with him, has been on the run with him, has now not been heard from in a month. She's no longer being seen with him. She's no longer reaching out to check on her children, who were staying with her mother, who recently just passed as well. So the children were left with Carmen's mother, who just recently passed away. CPS and others are involved right now to get the children properly placed in the custody of a family member so they can be enrolled in school and other things. So there's a lot going on behind the scenes. But what Carmen's family is sharing with law enforcement is there's a very real possibility that he has killed her as well. So, killed the mother of his children. So, we have not confirmed that yet, but she has not been heard from by family members for several weeks now. We just talked to the family again last week, and there's been no contact. So it's a disturbing twist. Reserve hours, 118 reserve hours. You see the mileage for both of the vehicles. Facebook, social media stuff has gone up. CoLogic and the CopSync grant is being closed out. We've already received that upgrade, that $7,500 software upgrade. We've already received that, and it's in our laptops and our computers now. So we just need to get that grant closed out the financial report. And then the ongoing projects, I am thrilled to tell you that after winning the $62,000 grant through TCOG for a new police vehicle, a vehicle has finally been found. I know that seems crazy, but we have spent a month trying to find an available police model Ford Explorer. We found 45 of them, and 44 of them were claimed by other agencies already. So we finally found a vendor that can provide us with a 2022 white Ford Police Interceptor utility. It's the Ford Explorer. Sergeant Green is working with the vendor to get all of the proper equipment identified and installed. We're hoping to have this here by April. The chip shortage has been crazy. We just heard that Chevy is nationwide only going to produce 1,000 Chevy Tahoes for law enforcement next year, for the whole nation, 1,000. So this has become a hide and seek game to try and find a vehicle. But we've got one, we're working with the vendor. I'll keep you posted as we go through on the meetings. But it looks like our project is finally moving forward, and I hope to have it here at City Hall for you by April. The last thing is we're looking at a reconstruction project for our evidence room. It has never been to industry standards. We've looked at various options, and we found some inexpensive ways that we can bring that up to industry standards and make sure that the evidence that we take custody of for ongoing criminal cases is properly secured and stored. It'll mean running electricity into the room for biohazards, for a refrigerator that will be in there for any kind of biohazards, and hardening of the front walls. So at that point, it'll take a chainsaw or a jackhammer to get into. So evidence will be safe and secure as it should be. Questions for me?
Are y'all gonna get a generator in case electricity goes off?
I can't talk about it yet. It'll be on the next one, but the mayor and I have been working with TCOG and the Emergency Management Office on our COOP, our continuity of operations, should there be some kind of storm. And we've talked about everything from the earlier warning system sirens, because phone signal here is so bad, code red is not reliable. So we've talked about upgrading working on a grant for the siren systems to, yes, generator systems, not only for the water supplies, but also for city operations. Should this building get hit by a storm, we've got to make sure that our data is stored off-site and that we can get operations back up and running as quickly as possible. So, a lot of moving pieces to an emergency management plan, but yes, ma'am, you'll get another briefing on it because stuff that we did in December will now reflect on the next report, so.
Have y'all been having court?
Yes, ma'am. Last one was,
We haven't had to have court in
we have it if there's a request for it. The procedures in place. Judge Carl is our municipal court judge, but there has not been a request for a couple of months.
At least.
Most are coming in and paying their citations, which is nice. Warrants, I forgot to ask you beforehand.
I haven't had to
None.
issue any warrants.
So.
They've been either coming in and requesting defensive driving or deferrals or just paying it.
So that's going really good too. Any other questions? All right, thank you very much.
Today?